Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal and today I would like to talk about Gothic. For all of you that don't know, Gothic is my favorite game of all time. I finished it multiple times and explored every single inch of the map. Now, it's been more than 18 years since the game came out on March 15th, 2001. It was made by a small studio called Piranha Bytes. Those are the guys that brought you the Risen and now the Elix franchise. And Gothic at that time was a great game. It was ahead of its time, even though gameplay mechanics were not the best, but again, for that time, it was really goddamn good. Also, a couple of things that stood out were other gameplay elements, a faction system, the story, and just things you do in the game. It made it an instant classic. And then also it was the first time when I saw that my actions have consequences, and whatever you do, even though the game is a bit linear when it comes to the choices you make, but whatever you do, every single action, you will get a certain reaction from someone. And at first, even though this game came out for German, Austrian and Swiss markets, it really sold well. It was when Gothic 2 came out that the game really gained international success. And after all this time, more and more people want to see Gothic come back. And they want to see Gothic in a new engine with a new story, because after seeing Arcania Gothic 4, people felt like it wasn't a really good end for the series and we would like something new. Keep in mind, Arcania was never developed by Piranha Bytes. It was Joe, their ex-publisher, who first forced them to release Gothic 3 before it was ready, and even though, in my opinion, Gothic 3 was ahead of its time and the scale of the game was crazy, it was flawed. It was only after the community patch when the game became somewhat polished and enjoyable. Before that, it was a bit frustrating to play it. But after Joe Wood decided to ditch Piranha Bytes and use another studio to create Arcania, it didn't go so well. The game was awful and people did not like it at all. It was a step back and it was just a bad game. And then Piranha Bytes got their rights back, so legally there are no obstacles anymore when it comes to Gothic. But why are they refusing to make it? Well, first of all, even though the title of this video says Gothic needs to come back, I ultimately don't want the next Gothic game for the sake of nostalgia. I would really like for them to return to Mertana with a great game, and Piranha Bytes right now is not a huge studio. Their latest game, Elix, even though again had so many great things, it was also a flawed game. And that is something I noticed with their games. You either love them or hate them, because even with all the issues, you can feel the passion and love to create games as you play through them. And even because the story got weak after Gothic 2, I still think that there is a place for a nameless hero to return again. It would be amazing if we got Gothic 4, which is set years and years after Gothic 3, where new stories happen and Nameless comes back older, but ever stronger than before. The entire universe of Gothic is so well done that exploring it would be really nice, and also, well, imagine a boom it would make if this franchise comes back. But at the end of the day, money could be the problem. They obviously have talent, but getting money for a studio is not easy, especially right now. Creating games is expensive, especially if you want to build up on your past success. Then you also have people saying that Gothic should never come back because Piranha Bytes is not capable right now of creating it, and that the creation of the next Gothic game would be a disappointment. But I say, if the time is right, if the timing is right, if the money is right, I am certain that even today Piranha Bytes can really make a nice and truly outstanding Gothic game. But I wonder about one thing. What if Gothic ever came out on GoFundMe? I think people would support it. But the thing is, even right now, Gothic videos are noticed. People want to know more about it. And there are so many who still haven't picked up this gem. I highly recommend that you do. Now, Gothic was also an inspiration for not only The Witcher, but many other RPGs that came after it. It really set a new bar in the gaming industry, and for me, it's always going to be a pure gem and a classic. So 18 years has passed, Piranha Bytes is still here, they are working and hopefully their next game will do good, because in my head, I really believe that if they do work on all the issues that Elix 1 had, and Elix 2 is actually a better game and more people buy it, I am certain that if that happens, there is a possibility that we could see a new Gothic game. But there is also one more option. If they don't want to release a new game, how about a remaster? We saw that remasters right now, if done properly, are doing great. So if the story is the problem, why not go back and re-release Gothic 1 and 2? I'm certain that if those games ever come back with new graphics and updated gameplay elements, it would have a huge success. Because even today people want to play it, but they hate the mechanics. It's kinda difficult to get used to them, especially right now with all these games and the updated mechanics. You can do so many crazy things in video games right now that playing Gothic would be a bit difficult for people who never played it. But at the same time, I want this company to learn. It's one thing to release a game for the sake of nostalgia, but if you don't learn from your past mistakes, then what is the point? So please, Piranha Bytes, as a loyal old fan, I am asking you to consider doing Gothic games, or at least one last game. Or, if all else fails, why not remaster them? But if that is also not an option, then thank you for all the past ones you did, and I'm looking forward to the future titles. So, this is LastKnownMeal with a ranty Gothic video. If you have anything to say, please drop a comment down below and smash that like and subscribe button for more videos. Also, follow me up on Twitter and Discord for more discussions. LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.